I wash my soul in the ocean, in the tears of God, I let it go.
Hello, my Astro family. These are your June 2020 horoscopes with me, Lada from astrolada.com. And 2020 is the year that keeps on giving. June is another roller coaster month that's going to have 2 eclipses. And as you know, eclipses always bring sudden and unexpected events, twists and turns, and the karmic fated events that turn our life around for better or worse. So stay tuned for that. We're going to have Mercury going retrograde, another retrograde planet, and Venus turning direct. But we'll go one step by step through everything. Before that, I just wanted to announce that June and July, I'm dedicating to ancient Babylonian astrology. We're going to be making huge promotions for Babylonian astrology readings, the way they were done 3,000-4,000 years for the kings of this world only. And Rumen Kolev does those readings. They're all discounted 30 to 50%. And it's astrology like you've never seen. He single-handedly revived the astrology of ancient Babylon, by translating texts and clay tablets that were lost and forgotten for thousands of years, by learning the language of the ancient Babylonian cultures and rediscovering true real astrology as it existed thousands of years ago. And he's starting also Babylonian Astrology Academy from the end of May, but you can hop on the train anytime you want. It's extremely cheap. It comes up to around $60 per month, and you're going to learn ancient Babylonian astrology from scratch. Also, if you want previous courses, they're all on discount from ancient Babylonian astrology. So do check up the links below if you're interested to be the only group in the world that is going to be studying ancient Babylonian astrology with the foremost scholar and only astrologer in the world who revived ancient Babylonian astrology, basically. So now let's start with the 12 signs.
I wash my soul in the ocean, in the tears of God, I let it go.
Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. Oh, you're one of the signs that is most activated this month. You'll be in the spotlight, especially the first 2 weeks of the month, because there is a full moon eclipse happening in your sign, in Sagittarius, around the 18th degree. Is it? Let me just check. Around the 15th degree of Sagittarius. So all Sagittarius will feel it, but especially those who are born around the 15th degree. Let me tell you what that means. That usually means that your sun is, if your sun is in Sagittarius, that you are born around from the 4th till the 9th or 10th of December. You'll feel it extremely strongly, especially if you're born on the 6th, 7th, and 8th of December. Wow, eclipse, lunar eclipse on your sun, or if it's your rising in Sagittarius around the 15 degrees, start from maybe 12 degrees or even 11 that you can feel it. You're around 17, 18 even degrees if it's within 3 degrees of your ascendant or moon. So 15 degrees is exactly where it happens. But all Sagittarius feel it, because it's like being on the same, your sign is like sitting on the same spider web. And wind blows the whole spider web. Everyone on the spider web will feel it, but the ones maybe that are right on those degrees, they feel it the most. So their life can be turned around, it can be changed. But for all, in particular, theirs, something can, and this full moon eclipse is about completing something, seeing the result of something, maybe something that you started a year or 2 ago, you know, that you're seeing it end now. Some chapter of your life can be ending because it's in your first house. And this is the first of the eclipses in Sagittarius. They'll be happening more and more for you for another year and a bit more. So it is about letting go of something, completing some chapter of your life. Even it might be even on such a superficial level, like changing your appearance and saying, okay, I'm done with this kind of appearance. It's given me the most it can. Let me transform it in some way. But it's because this eclipse is about something coming to an end, completing, and it's with the south node, releasing something, letting go of something. It's almost like you're letting go of certain parts of yourself, and you're ready to move on with less burden. Ketu, the south node that creates this eclipse, is about unburdening you, release. It's the dragon's tail which excretes. What do you do through the tail? To the bottom, basically. So you're releasing something, but it's allowing more space for you, and you're letting go of some side of you. But then from July, you're going to have eclipses in your seventh house for quite some time. And it means that you're releasing part of yourself so you can make space for something new and brand new energy, because the eclipses in your seventh house of relationship will be with the north node for a year ahead, to come to you from a partner. So you almost can even feel like you're sacrificing yourself this month for your partnership. So for a personal business partnership or relationship. And this is the right thing to do now. Don't be selfish. The South Node eclipses don't allow selfishness. But the spotlight is on you. Like, you have to take that decision. You're making those changes, and they will make the spot for you to attract positive growth and opportunities through others in the coming year, or even already from July onwards. Also, it can mean you're completing something, you can see the full results of it. It might be any project, because it's happening in your sign. It might be any project you started before that you just are being rewarded if you did a good job now. And you're put in the spotlight and culmination and rewards that come to you. But after that, it finishes. You move on. You don't continue with that thing that you're completing now. Just be careful if you're born in those exact degrees a little bit, because some crisis can happen when such big um, karmic layers are adjusting and shifting. It's like the derailing of train tracks. Sometimes surprises and out of the blue things that can destabilize you, also your health. Don't take risks around the 5th of June. I would say even the whole week, 2-3 days before the 5th, 2-3 days after, if you're Sagittarius. Because especially with your health, it's like, don't go swimming in the sea, don't go jumping from airplanes, anything like that. Just be more cautious around those days, especially if you are, as I said, the middle degrees of Sagittarius. And be careful, because also there is this push and pull as well, relationship and you, because the lunar eclipse is opposed the sun and Venus. So there can be this push and pull between you and partners, what you want to do and what they want you to do. And that can escalate things. Plus Mars is squaring it. He's squaring this eclipse. So it's more tense on relationships, interpersonal relationships, and family, because Mars is doing it from a 4th house. So you might be emotionally more volatile with loved ones, with family, with partners, because their needs are pulling at your needs the first 2 weeks. The first 10 days, you want one thing, they want another thing, then your family members want another thing, then your husband or wife wants another thing. So there is this push and pull overall that you need to compromise and balance on both ends. You can't neglect the planets that are triggering your 7th house of relationships as well. Plus, your relationships have been demanding a lot of your attention, and they will the whole June, because Venus is retrograde till June the 25th there. And that means you're revising old relationship. You're trying to make them more fair, more equal. You might be even thinking that reevaluating a relationship, and if you don't see that there is any response back or flexibility from the partner, business partner, marriage partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, or client, you can end a lot of relationships while Venus is retrograde in your 7th house, which you're doing till the end of the month almost. So relationships and contractual agreements, you might be some contractual agreements might be delayed, might be with Venus retrograde in the 7th house. They might take longer, reworking them over and over, or maybe redrafting some agreement, or maybe just negotiating some deal longer, and they demand different things from you. You have to do it even more and deeper. Or you might mean, while Venus is retrograde till the 25th of June, that you're going back to, you're getting in touch with partners from the past they're getting in touch with you to reevaluate the relationship. Some of you might even restart the past relationships. Others might just get closure. Others might just be thinking a lot about past relationships and trying to work it out in their own mind. And others might be trying to revive old agreements on old collaboration can come back while Venus is in, it might be even work collaboration, or you might be just trying to put more attention to older clients. Seventh house also rules those things, and revive the relationship with them, or attract them furthermore into your business. There's thousands of ways it can play out. Of course, the most common is like, oh, you can have a crisis in your relationship. Well, that's more likely till the middle of June, while Venus is also invisible. After that, Venus becomes visible from the 15th of June till the end, and it even turns direct on the 25th. So it becomes extremely positive. But in ancient astrology, the moment Venus becomes visible, it's when it becomes positive. So basically from the middle of June, some Sagittarius are going to really experience quite a positive upturn in their love life, in their relationships life, in business relationships, a reset. So the business partnership, if there was a crisis or personal partnership, it all clears up by the middle of the month, and towards the end, even furthermore. So any crisis with such situation, if there was some delay in a project, or some delay in a project with another person, or agreement or a deal, it gets better, and even a better opportunity and deal can appear after that, when Venus becomes visible. So actually new partners can appear for some of you. Venus is being born in your seventh house. A new relationship, new business partnership, new contract by the end of the month can appear for you. New romantic relationship, Venus is love, definitely. But first, it's almost like you've been doing some internal work on clearing up the necessary connections with others, and you're doing work on yourself as well, as I said, with this eclipse in the first house, to release old beliefs and things. And Venus being there in your seventh house with the North Node, definitely new people will come, but from the middle onwards. New people, and July as well with the Rahu, new eccentric, very sexy, very ambitious, or excitable people that can take you in new directions. And there is another eclipse, which is on June 21st. And Sagittarius, for you, this is happening in your 8th house. And it's a powerful eclipse. It's very exact. And it's happening in Cancer, which for Sagittarius is the 8th house. And it's basically the second part of the month. You'll be under the influence of that eclipse. A lot of other things are happening. I told you so. We're like torn in so many directions. That's why it's a crazy roller coaster month. But this eclipse in your 8th house can indicate sudden change in resources of your partner, for example, or with the financial situation of your partner. But usually something new is appearing, because it's a solar eclipse of positive. It has Rahu Day included, the North Node, which brings you something material. So there can be new opportunity that you might need to grow over the next 8 years and a half. It might take, you might be growing them for much more years. They might not necessarily bring immediate results, but some opportunity for resources to come to you from others, new clients, or new financial situation of a business partner, or some new investments, or that a new development happens in regards to that can be more profitable for you, but for receiving money through insurances, inheritances, or gains through taxes in some way. And the 8th house is as well house of hidden sexual relationships. So there can be some fated hidden sexual relationship that starts. If your partner is Sagittarius, don't freak out. This may be 1% of all Sagittarius that will experience this side of solar eclipse in the 12th house. For some, it might be the birth of powerful new interest towards occult topics, like FATED. They read some article, watch a video, and the eighth house rules astrology, the occult, tarot, psychology, deep investigation and study to understand the reasons behind something, even scientific research into the micro world of everything, you know. So digging deep, investigating something, starting some new investigation with the solar eclipse after the 21st of June, or some study of such occult topics or hidden topics. And of course, it might be investigation into conspiracy theories, into forbidden taboo topics. And you see, conspiracy theories in the eighth house rules conspiracy theories, and actually very deep questioning and very deep research. So you might become quite, as Sagittarius, quite into researching such forbidden, such very deep topics from the second part of the month and into July as well, definitely. Topics that no one talks about: taxes, death, sex, abuse. All of those are eighth house. Trauma, or maybe you might start on a new adventure to explore your old traumas. Not adventures, I don't think it's an adventure, but work with a psychologist, which is again eighth house, or an astrologer, or someone else who can intervene and open up the kind of stir the dross at the bottom of your soul, so it can come to the surface. All the muck of the 12 houses, like the traumas, the pain from the past, or they might just start awakening and you remembering things and thinking on them. But it's kind of like reset psychological button for you with this eclipse of your traumas, of your pains, of your hidden fears as well. And fascination with darker things, fascination with and might be even sexual fascination that's a bit taboo or intensive, extreme of some sort. Okay, so there's some fun things as well. But as I said, also possibility for a lot of money, or some possibility of resources coming to you from others. There you go, Sagittarius. And in worst case scenario, eighth house is death. Eclipses in the eighth house. I'm not saying you're dying, but the theme of death can come around you. The theme of dark subject, death, scary subject. You know, maybe 1% only again will feel just that, but I wanted to mention all of it. So thank you so much, Sagittarius. What an exciting month. So many things happening. You have to watch this video 2 or 3 times, because it's just, there is so much. And I'm sure if you revisit it again at the end of June, you'll be like, okay, this really happened. But, you know, because there's just so many triggers this month. Thank you, and enjoy the exciting month. You're Sagittarius. You like a roller coaster, right?
I wash my soul in the ocean, in the tears of God. Let it go. Clean myself completely so I can get higher above. I will love you more than I could ever love. Let's be found in a heart.